Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sneha Sagar from Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, LJ Institute of Pharmacy. I welcome you all in this e-lecture series of LJ Institute of Pharmacy. In our previous session, we have discussed introduction of carbohydrates, stereochemistry of carbohydrates, various chemical reactions of carbohydrates. In today's session, we are going to discuss about disaccharides and polysaccharides examples. So let us start our today's session with disaccharides. So basically disaccharides are among the oligosaccharides. They are the most common and it is evident from the name that a disaccharide consists of two monosaccharide units, either similar or dissimilar, and they are held together by a glycosidic bond. Basically, they are crystalline in nature, they are water soluble, and they are sweet in taste. So basically, the disaccharides are of two types. One, reducing disaccharides, like they have free aldehyde or keto group, for example, maltose and lactose. And another type is non-reducing disaccharides, with no free aldehyde or keto group, like sucrose and trehalose. So we'll start with the example first. Maltose. Maltose is composed of two alpha D glucose units. They are held together by alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. So it means that alpha D glucose, two alpha D glucose, and they join together via glycosidic linkage, first carbon of the one glucose and fourth carbon of the another glucose. They form the glycosidic bond, and the free aldehyde or keto group present on the carbon number 1 of second glucose answers the reducing reactions. So besides that the oxazone formations, maltose can be hydrolyzed by dilute acid or the enzyme maltase to liberate the two molecules of alpha D glucose. Another example is isomaltase. In case of isomaltase, the glucose units are held together by alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage. Another example of disaccharide is cellobiose. In case of cellobiose, the beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage is present. Example is the lactose, which is also known as milk sugar. In that case, beta D galactose and beta D glucose, they held together by beta 1,4 glycosidic linkages. So here see the structure of lactose. In that case, the beta D galactose and beta D glucose, they held together by beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. So next example is sucrose. Sucrose is better known as cane sugars and it is obtained from sugar cane and sugar beets. Sucrose is made up of alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. The two monosaccharides are held together by a glycosidic bond alpha 1 beta 1 between the carbon number 1 of alpha glucose and carbon number 2 of the beta glucose. Next important topic is polysaccharides. So polysaccharides or simply glycans consist of repeat units of monosaccharides or their derivatives and they held together by glycosidic bonds. So they are primarily concerned with two important functions, structure and storage form of energy. So polysaccharides are linear as well as branched polymer. So this is in contrast to the structure of proteins and nucleic acid, which are only in linear polymers. The occurrence of branches in polysaccharides is due to the fact that glycosidic linkages can be formed in any of the hydroxyl groups of monosaccharides. So basically, polysaccharides are of two types, homopolysaccharide and heteropolysaccharide. In case of homopolysaccharide, they yields a single type of monosaccharide unit after hydrolysis. They are named based on the nature of the monosaccharide unit. Thus, glucans are polymers of glucose, whereas fructosions are polymers of fructones. Next is heteropolysaccharides. So heteropolysaccharides on hydrolysis yield a mixture of few monosaccharides or their derivatives. So the first example of homopolysaccharide is starch. So starch is the carbohydrate that is reserved for plants, which is the most important dietary source for higher animals, including man. High content of starch is found in various roots, tubers, vegetables, etc. So starch is a homopolymer composed of D-glucose units held by alpha glycosidic bonds, and it is also known as glucosan or glucan. So here in this case, starch contains two polysaccharide component. One is water soluble amylose and a water insoluble aminopectin. So chemically, amylose is a long unbranched chain of D-glucose units held together by alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkages, whereas amylopectin on the other hand is a branched chain with alpha 1,6 glycosidic bonds and branching at alpha 1,4 linkages. So this is about the structure of amylose and amylopectin. You don't have to remember the structure of amylose or amylopectin, but you should know the importance of this polysaccharides. Next, we have polysaccharide dextrins. So dextrins are the breakdown products of starch. So by the enzyme amylase or dilute acid, starch is subsequently hydrolyzed through different dextrins and finally to maltose and glucose. So the various intermediates are soluble like obtained are like soluble starch, amylodextrine, erythrodextrine, and acrodextrine, and it can be identified by iodine coloration method. Another polysaccharide is inulin. Inulin is a polymer of fructose, so also known as fructosan. So it occurs in garlic and onions, and it is a low molecular weight polysaccharide, and which they are easily soluble in water. Inulin is not utilized by the body, and it is used for assessing the kidney function through the measurement of glomerular filtration rate. Another polysaccharide is glycogen. Glycogen is the carbohydrate reserve in animals. Hence, it is often referred to as animal starch. It is present in high concentration in liver, followed by the muscle and brain. Glycogen is also found in the plants that do not possess chlorophyll, like yeast and fungi. So, the structure of glycogen is similar to that of the amylopectin, with more number of branches. Glucose is the repeating unit in glycogen. They are joined together by alpha 1,4 glycosidic bonds and alpha 1,6 glycosidic bonds. The molecular weight of this glycogen ranges up to 10 raised to 8. Next, we have cellulose. So, cellulose occurs exclusively in plant, and it is the most abundant organic substance in plant kingdom. It is a predominant constituent of plant cell wall. So, cellulose is totally absent in animal body, and cellulose is composed of beta D glucose units joined together by beta 1,4 glycosidic bonds. Cellulose cannot be digested by mammals, including man, due to the lack of the enzyme that cleaves beta glycosidic bond. Alpha amylase breaks only alpha bonds, not the beta bonds. Certain animals they contain microorganisms in the gut which produce the enzyme that can cleave the beta glycosidic bond. Hydrolysis of cellulose yields a disaccharide, cellobiose, followed by the beta D glucose. Next we have chitin. Chitin is composed of an acetyl D-glucosamine units held together by beta 1,4 glycosidic bonds, and it is a structural polysaccharide which is found in the exoskeleton of some invertebrates like insects. Next, we are going to discuss about heteropolysaccharides. So, when the polysaccharides are composed of different types of sugars on that or their derivatives, they are referred to as heteropolysaccharides or heteroglycans. So first is the example of mucopolysaccharides. So mucopolysaccharides are heteroglycans made up of repeating unit of sugar derivatives, mainly the amino sugars and uronic acids. These are more commonly known as uh, glycosaminoglycans, GAG. Acetylated amino groups, besides sulfate and carboxy groups, are generally present in the GAG structure. The presence of sulfate and carboxyl group contributes acidity of the molecules and making them the acidic mucopolysaccharides. Some of the mucopolysaccharides are found in combination with proteins to form mucoproteins or mucoids or proteoglycans. The important mucopolysaccharides include hyaluronic acid, chondroitin 4 sulfate, heparin, dermatan sulfate, and keratan sulfate. We will discuss about hyaluronic acid, which is important GAG found in the ground substance of synovial fluids or joints and vitreous tumors of eyes. It is also present as a ground substance in the connective tissues and forms a gel around the ovum. So hyaluronic acid serve as the lubricant and shock absorbent in joints. Next, we have chondroitin sulfates. It is a major constituent of various mammalian tissues like bone, cartilage, tendons, heart valves, skin, cornea, and many more. Structurally, it is comparable with hyaluronic acid. Chondroitin 4-sulfate consists of repeating units of disaccharides of glucuronic acid and an acetyl D-glucosamine 4-sulfate. Heparin. So heparin is an anticoagulant uh, that occurs in blood, lung, liver, kidney, and spleen, and they helps in release of the enzyme lipoprotein lipase, which helps in clearing the turbidity of the lipemic plasma. And next we have keratan sulfate. It is a heterogeneous GAG which is variable sulfate contains besides small amounts of mannose, fructose, sialic acid, etc. Keratan sulfate essentially consists of the alternating units of D-galactosamine and N-acetyl glucosamine 6 sulfate. So, what can be asked from this? It can be asked like classify carbohydrates and discuss the structure and functions of polysaccharides. You don't have to remember structure of all the polysaccharides. Just remember few, but write the importance of all the polysaccharides. So this is about today's session. You can refer these books for your further preparation. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe our YouTube channel Pharma Ignite. Thank you.